Greetings, 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 greetings. How Africa can overcome obstacles is the title of the video. This is a brand new man repping his natural roots. And you see me repping my African, hairstyle, You're gonna love it. My African braids. This is my first time with a braid on, you know. I love my African self. I told you guys that I love my natural hair. And sometimes I know our people have been brainwashed that when you braid your hair or when you do rasta, it is something demonic or something bad, which is all brainwashing. You know, we can love ourselves and be the unique we are. So please, be renewed in the mind. Forget about all these negative mindsets. And we are in an age where we are awakening to the truth, that we are knowing that many things they speak about Africa, which is ill, which is not true. Like they're trying to demonize our Africanness so that you will be more Eurocentric or be more like a Westerner. But people like me, we know the gospel truth, and we know that our African identity is what makes us who we are. So that today you see me in my element. I'm repping Ghana today in my video. So today's video is titled Africa can overcome obstacles. And today is the 15th of August, Saturday. So the next day, which is the 16th of August, is my birthday, it's my birthday, So I'm shooting two videos. My second video is about the man Ibrahim Traore, how Thomas Sankara was able to shape his ideology, and also how he became an African compatriot, and as well how he became revolutionary, and how other African leaders can look up to Ibrahim Traore and learn the good things about him. And so in that second video, I'm going to wear my Sierra Leone jersey and rep Sierra Leone in that second video. Now I always tell you that you all know my identity. Like, I don't know how many times that I can talk about how I love my Ghanaian and Sierra Leone roots. You're all aware of it. So I'm not going to be mentioning it anymore. What do I mean I won't be mentioning it anymore? I want to tell you that right now, how I'm dressed tells you how proud I am to be an African and Ghanaian. And my Sierra Leone video too, you see how proud I am to be a Sierra Leonean when I wear my Sierra Leonean clothes. So, yes, greetings in different African languages, and then please welcome to my YouTube channel. Please feel free. We're an African, brothers and sisters. No matter where you're from in Africa, you're all welcome. We're all one people. Greetings to you all. Indewo, Saubona, Memamwache, Ojeko, Indonami. Greetings to you all. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So let us go into the topic today. I didn't write down any notes, but you know that me, when it comes with talking about sensitive issues, I'm very loaded. Sometimes when you see me writing down stuff, that means, I want you to digest what I'm saying. But today I'm just going to spit it raw like that, the gospel truth. But before that, I want to play one song from a Ghanaian musician known as Samini. Even though he's a Ghanaian, he talks highly about Africans uniting and, the African, Pan-African vibe. Samini is one of a kind. But people don't know that Samini is a Garveyite. Like, Samini is a Garveyite. Samini embraced the philosophy of Marcus Garvey and Kwame Nkrumah. Like, if you talk about musicians who are Nkrumahs, you talk about Samini, you talk about Manifest, they are all Nkrumahs. Like many artists who are Nkrumahs. You have Fameye, you have Raskuku. There are a lot of them who are Nkrumahs. So it's so lovely to see, but people don't know this about Samini. Samini believes in African coming together, and Samini does reggae dancehall music because he wants the Caribbeans, the Afro-Caribbeans, and our brothers and sisters in the Western world to relate to the African roots. That's why he does music, which is kind of an African-based music. But this music talks about positivity and the upliftment of Africa. So people don't know this. So I'm not going to sound any trouble here, but Samini, first of all, you should know is a Ghanaian. In Ghana, we all have where we come from. Like for me, I've said in several videos that when it comes with my Ghanaian roots, I told you that I'm half Ghanaian, half Sierra Leone. Now, my Ghana roots, I'm from two places, I'm from like multiple places. In the eastern region, I'm from different places. In the western region, I'm from different places in Ghana. So let's look at the eastern region. From the eastern region, which is on my maternal side of the family, my mom have a mixture of Achim and Kwewu. Achim from Kotoku, and then Kwewu from Abitifi. And then on my paternal side has a mixture of Ghana and Sierra Leone. So my paternal side, which my dad's side, the Ghana side is Ahanta from Ahanta Busia, and then Wasa from Wasa Memfi. And on my dad Ghana family clan, the Busian is come from Agwana. And on my maternal side, my mom's side, the family clan she comes from is Asenie. So simple as that. I am proud to be a Ghanaian. I'm proud to be a Sierra Leonean. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to play some music and then we'll get to the topic today. You know, I'm not going to talk much, but I'm going to, you know, make this video that will make you think deeply about things you don't think deeply about. Like this video will make you, you know, think about things over and over. So one love. I'm about to shoot the video right now.
Share files and get actionable insights with AI.
So I'm shooting the video. Sorry, there's an ad that is running. So this music is titled Samini, featuring Soweto Gospel Choir, Chana. And Chana is a Dagati or Dagomba word. And according to Samini, summarizing what the song is about, he's speaking about how Africans can rise up to the top. Talk about African greatness. So pick up yourself, the African dancer, king original, Samini, young guy, boy, boy, Bombili, boy, boy, Samini. Respect to you, Brapini. I'm gonna play a song. Let's go. Africa, it's our time to rise up again. African power, black power. Hey, Africa, Undana. Today I'm telling my people, Sasa mini, young guy boy, boy. Africa, China, oh yeah, oh mama, Africa, China. Oh mama, Africa, China, oh mama, young guy, boy, yeah, big up yourself, Sasa mini, respect, high grade family, is still number one. In the workplace, Africa unites. United we stand, divided we fall. We can overcome this obstacle when Africa is united. Africa can overcome the obstacle and become great again. Africa's destiny is nobody's hands, it's in our hands. I always tell you this, the Most High God, the creator of giving Africa whatever it needs to become great. But the reason why we don't believe we are great is our mindsets. We have whatever resources. We have the gold, we have the bauxite, we have the, and all that. Like if you look at West Africa, countries that produce cocoa, if you look at Ghana and Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire produce cocoa. But Ghanaians have not think much about investing to cocoa for it to become an international thing, And I told you last time that in Massachusetts, I went to a store and I was shocked. They had a chocolate bar, like chocolates they were selling, and it said made in Ghana. And I sat down as a Ghanaian as I am, as a proud Ghanaian, as a proud African, West African, and a proud Ghanaian Leonean as I am, an African compatriot. I sit down and think, why is that Africans, we don't invest in ourselves? We don't take, our craft very serious. Trust me, if the Ghana government is hearing me, President Mahama is hearing me, and invest into cocoa, and it becomes an international sensation, it's going to help the Ghana country. Imagine, apart from that, Africa has who need chocolates, and they want good chocolate. They don't have to go to Belgium and other European countries, Switzerland for cocoa, quality cocoa. They can come to Ghana and get quality cocoa. Same with Ivory Coast and Cote d'Ivoire. If they invest into cocoa, it becomes a biggest thing. People will be grabbing, cocoa, chocolate bars from Ivory Coast and Ghana. But the thing is, when African leaders learn, we can all play the victim mindset that we have been colonized and enslaved for many years. But in the past, what happened in the past, can I say it remained in the past? To somewhat, yes. But at the same time too, when you are not thinking as a human being and you rely on what happened in the past only, and you decide not to do something, then that means you refuse to take accountability. So I'll tell you the gospel truth. Sometimes Africa needs, excuse me to say, a whip in the back a little bit. Sometimes, yes, they do, because we can hear and blame the colonialists. We can blame those who enslave us. But if we cannot come that, okay, I was colonized, I was enslaved, but I'm not let that going to be a blockage. Our rights above being enslaved and colonized and become great and now become one of the most powerful and great continent. Listen, Africa is already great, but mentally, intellectual, when you sit down and think and reason as a human being, do we believe we are great? But the answer is most of us don't believe we are great, because it begins in the mindset. We have resources. Why will a whole European country have an African map and divide it and have a Berlin conference, and Germany and other European countries taking territories to colonize an African country? What did the Portuguese, the British, the Swiss, and the Dutch saw in Ghana that they want to come to Ghana and exploit, enslave, colonized? Ghana's last final colony was the British. So the British had this, took over and then colonized us. And then you have Nigeria, you have likes of the Portuguese and British coming to Nigeria. You look at Guinea-Bissau, Angola, other countries. You look at South Africa, you have the arrival of the Dutchies, and you have the British and all that. Like many African countries. In Tanzania, you have the arrivals of the Germans before the British, and a whole African countries. Like, I know we can talk about slavery and colonialism, but my brothers and sisters, when we don't take accountability of reality today, then we always have that victim mindset. I'm not saying that we should not talk about what happened in the past, how it's affecting us. I'm not saying we should deny the facts. Yes, we can talk about the past, but when we talk about the past, what's the solution to it? We can come here and blast the Europeans and call Europeans all sorts of names. But if we don't reason up as a people and do something for ourselves, then we set up ourselves for failure. My second video, I'm going to talk about Ibrahim Traore, but let me throw in Ibrahim Traore in here. Like other West African nations and Africans in general, East Africa nations and Central and all those African countries, you can learn from Ibrahim Traore. Like when you talk about the most truest Pan-Africanists in the African continent right now, I cannot, doubt that Ibrahim is, he is the one. embracing what real Pan-Africanism is, Ibrahim Traore. And I told you that Ibrahim Traore was shaped by the ideas of Thomas Sankara. Thomas Sankara too, even though he learned from other leaders, Thomas Sankara was known as the African Che Guevara because he was inspired by Che Guevara. And I always told you that the CIA always have hands. They are scared of leaders who team up and speak and fight against injustice and want better of the country. Like I told you right now, last time I was telling, I'm in America, I live in the US. I was telling an American friend of mine that the US can have this victim mentality that people hate them, but this is the gospel truth. I'm just being a human being, and I'm telling you the gospel truth is that sometimes America has no business in other places, but Americans involve themselves in there. Look at what is happening in Syria and Iraq, in Iran. America has no business there. Many places America have no business there, but they go there. And then when those nations come back and fight you back, you have the victim mentality that, other people hate you. America has no business in DRC, DR Congo, telling them that they have to give them mineral resources and the American government is going to protect them. Let Africa be. Apart from that, many African revolution in the African continent, the American government had to, penetrate him or herself in there to put their, nose in their business. Like I told you, what happened to Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana wasn't just a rating. America has its part in it. So do Britain. You have DR Congo, DRC. What happened, Patrice Lumumba, Belgium, and all that. We can talk, however, we're going to talk about all these issues. But listen, I'm not saying we should forget about it. But we should rather see this and use it, weaponize it, and do it for something greater and better. I always tell you that Africa, nobody's there for you. We are all alone. Any racial group of people can say they stand with us, but in reality they don't. We are on our own. Africa has been alone. When it comes to reality, Africa have always been alone. This is a message to inspire the African child, the African son, and the African daughters that we need to stand up for ourselves. We need to be bold. We can overcome obstacles when we are united. That's why I always preach United Africa. Like, forget about the tribes you come from, the countries you come from. We are all one people. Listen, before slavery and colonialism came, we had kingdoms. And I told you last time in my old videos that kingdoms can extend from one region to the other region. That's how united we are. Like, let us put our country and tribe differences aside. We can be proud, proud of the countries and tribe we come from. But let us also preach our unity. We are all one African family. African unity is important. We cannot overcome obstacles when we are not united, when we are not together, while we are not working together, whilst we are not pursuing the African dream, the African struggle together. And apart from that, my message to Nigeria, Nigerians, election is close. And I want to tell Nigerians that the decision you make today is you reap its fruit for the future. So Nigerians, if you are voting, think twice again. I'll tell you how many times I can tell you that Tinubu has nothing better for Nigeria. Until when will Nigerians wake up? I don't want to talk much about Nigeria's issue. Because whenever I talk about a sensitive issue like this, it just makes me mad and I want to just insult. But sometimes I have to know how to balance it a little bit. Like, Africa problems, my problems is because I'm a citizen of the African continent. Citizen of the African continent because any African country, I'm a citizen of that land. I'm an African citizen. I'm a Pan-Africanist. I'm an activist. Everywhere in Africa is home. Even though, irrespective, I have Ghana and Sierra Leone as my original motherland, where my bloodline and ancestors from. Other African countries is also, I can feel home there too. Let us unite. Currently, Zambia is undergoing election, and I wish Zambia all the best. I hope that you guys will let a leader who love Zambia and who will help Zambia achieve greatness. My message to my brothers and sisters in Sudan regions, the North and South Sudan, My message is Sudan unites. Sudan, you cannot fight this war alone. You need other African brothers and sisters to stand with you. You can reach out to the United Nations, but the United Nations, is on its own. United Nations help Africa when it comes to benefits. They are not there for the African people. ECOWAS have failed big time. I told you that ECOWAS has done nothing for African people. In Kwame Nkrumah time, it was very important. But now, ECOWAS is dead. Look at African Union. African Union is dead too. We need a change. Like, we need if African Union want to say that they are really for the African people, then they need to be reformed again. They need to consider the obeying to the African principles, philosophies that we want united Africa. The AU have failed in uniting Africa. Look at the xenophobia that is going on in South Africa. Horrible. Listen, we can blame slavery and colonialism, but now Africa's destiny is in its hands. Nobody from outside will build Africa. For it to receive a great and better Africa, is all in every sons and daughter, every children of Africa's hands. Every child, every son and daughter has a responsibility to play in African development. I have a part to play, you have a part to play, everybody. Listen, we all have a part to play. Our contribution might not be always financial, but there's many ways we can contribute to the development of Africa. We can use our talent. Like, I'm behind the camera right now talking about sensitive issues, voicing out about injustice. Some of you are gifted to speak up, be on the camera. Do so. Whatever you have been blessed from above, from the Most High, use it to help Africa rise up again. It is your boy, Reggie, Kwabena Deschamps, Ghanaian Leonean activist. Learn from Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore have done many things of Burkina Faso. So if I'm going to talk about the great ways of Ibrahim Traore, it will take me a year. He have done a lot. And once he's alive, Ibrahim Traore, big respect to you, General. Ibrahim Traore, I'll give you your flowers. There's a lot of people in media spaces I respect. We have Wadimaya, my Ghanaian African brother, respect to you. We have Tayo Ayina from Nigeria, big ups to you. African Tigress from Kenya, sister, I never stop mentioning your name, big ups to you. A whole lot of people who are doing, a lot for African unity. We have Sister Deneta Amwabeng, who is doing a lot for the African diaspora and Africa in general. Big up to you, sister. A lot of people are fighting in the African struggle for Africa to get to the top. Now, my reality wake-up call messages to Africans that until when we will answer the call, that we will not become great if we are not united. We won't become great if there's no teamwork. If we cannot put our nationality and tribal differences aside and work together, how can we achieve greatness? Like I said, our future is in our hands. It's up to us it's up to us. If Africa will become great or will not become great, it's all in our hands. We ourselves determine the future of Africa based on what we do today. So, if you hear the message of awakening and the gospel truth, do not hidden in your hearts. I'm knocking at your door. Open the door. And I'm driving this phrase from Yeshua. When Yeshua said, I come knocking at your door. And Yeshua is talking about the hearts. When you allow Yeshua in your hearts, what happens? He makes, his abode, his home in your hearts. His lordship reign. So I throw this in there to inspire Africans that many leaders, many young people, many activists like me are knocking at your door. But you have to allow us in. You have to allow us in, which is embracing the gospel truth we are telling you and put it to practice. That's what I can say. I have my video here. Africa unites. One people, one destiny, one nation. Africa, rise. Rise, 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 rise. Fly like an eagle. Liberate your African self. Unite. African unity is our priority. Ghana cannot become great if you are not united. Nigeria cannot be great if you are not united. Sudan cannot be great if you are not united. Namibia, Mozambique, different African countries, Malawi, South Africa, and all that cannot become great if you are not united. Our unity is the priority. When we are united too, we have to work together, dream together, plan together. If we have a great ideas that can help an African nation, bring it on board. Do not think that, everybody's on their own. Let us work together. Plus, let us put this inferiority complex aside. In this journey of Africans coming together and Africa becoming great, we are not in competition with nobody. So let us put out this negative, toxic mentality that we're in competition with somebody. We are all doing our part in the journey. Let love lead in everything. This is your Ghanaian, Sierra Leonean boy, activist, revolutionarist. Africa unites. I believe in one Africa. Let us unite. From West Africa down to the north of Africa, let us unite as one people. My second video is about the man Ibrahim Traore and how Thomas Sankara shaped his mindset, shaped his ideas, philosophy, and talk about the man, what we can learn from him today. See me in my next video in my Sierra Leone outfits. Ghana, I love you. This is my good cause. Now call Ghana. Get way to Africa. Get way to the world. My dear Ghana, sweet, sweet Ghana. Ghana, oh Ghana, Black Star Liner. Ghana, oh Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah Ghana. Ghana, oh Ghana, Yasamtwa Ghana. Ghana, oh Ghana, Nagbawa Ghana. Ghana, oh Ghana, Indore Japa Ghana. Me love my people, me love me culture. I love my Ghana, one nation. So subscribe to the channel. Ghana, my people, rise up. Africa as well, rise up. It's one love. Embrace my Africanness. Ghana child, number 3. In my philosophy, 1 means good, 2 means... In my philosophy, 1 means good, 2, best, 3 means excellence. Number 3 on my JC is a coded number which symbolizes excellence. So whatever I do here is excellence. Subscribe, share the video, one love. Uhuru, Uhuru, freedom to the African people. I'm out.